What's good, everybody? It's your gearhead, Mr. Logic, yo. And you already know, make sure if this is your first time, you hit that like and subscribe button. Let me follow on through and introduce my lovely co-host.
Hey guys, it's your girl Nate. How are you? Good evening. Good evening.
And we have our guest back.
What it is, guys, Adrian's here. I just had a lot of work, but I took care of that for the most part.
And you already know, man, this is one thing for sure.
Two
things for certain.
First things first, yo. I just want to get it cracking, yo. As you know, we basically follow tradition. I see that you see my little ensemble here. I just took my medicine, and honestly, I got to eat with it because if not, I end up not feeling too hot. So I do want to apologize in advance. I will be scarfing this down so you don't have to watch my disgusting ass do mukbang or anything like that. Or
ASMR.
you ain't gonna hear me slurping on nothing, yo. We
Today
don't do that Batman thing. We're having the lasagna from Chef Boar ID. You know what I'm saying? That's 5-star Michelin right there.
Sodium in a cup,
Sodium in a cup. Let me tell you something, okay?
bro.
The struggle meals, I have something called Struggle Mondays. And I eat struggle meals I used to eat growing up as a kid. You're talking to somebody who has made hot dogs and macaroni and cheese with a coffee maker.
First of all,
A grilled cheese sandwich with a toast, grilled cheese sandwich with an iron. I have literally
I've done that.
made rice in a steamed bag. When I say, and the reason it's not something to be proud of or to boast on, but it's actually enlightening knowing that in a hard situation, I'm able to actually survive and make something edible, no nasty shit. And I think we all have that skill set because think about it. The same food we like as kids growing up that was real simple but considered poor is the biggest staple in our life, like rice with an egg on top. That shit hits hard as fuck as an adult because you're just like so basic, but it's so good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for it.
Or like as kids, sometimes like we eat like quote unquote struggle food, not because maybe we're struggling, but maybe because like we're lazy or struggling. Like I know as a kid, I would just take one of those like cheese sausages and just eat them.
Right?
Straight out of that.
Facts. What was your struggle meal?
Oh man, one of my top favorites was the little Vienna sausages.
Oh my god!
I can't eat those.
Rolled up
into.
So I would take a piece of white bread, squeeze it, like squish it down so it's like thin and flat. Put the two Vienna sausages, roll it up, and then bologna,
fried or non-fried?
Regular bologna, just regular
with the red tape around it that you have to peel off.
You have to peel off, and then you put a little slice of cheese, and then you well, it depends on the mood. You can either toast the buns. I mean, the piece of toast, whatever. Or you could get it, you could eat it cold. I think in the mornings, the best one is cold. But then for dinner, you toast it up and then you just, it's so good. Yeah,
one of the best meals was my mom. She used to make onsa with eggs, which is sardines and eggs.
Oh, I see.
Dog, that shit hits heavy. Like that is one of the best meals by far. But my absolute go-to, it's something basic that most people don't understand. Sometimes you do it with a lighter. Sometimes if you have a toaster, you toaster. Butter and toast
The best.
is literally underrated. Like, think about it. You get your coffee going, right? You add a little milk, but that crisp, that toasty bun of bread with the butter on it that's melted into it's infused. You know what I'm saying? It's soft, but it's firm. And you just dip it into your coffee and take a bite. Yo, that shit right there.
Gas. Especially if it's Cuban bread.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Oh, well, you never had Haitian bread. Haitian bread is good too. It's like really fattening, but it is fucking fire.
But speaking of toast, do you remember the toast that you would get in breakfast in like high school?
You mean the brick?
Like that real crunchy.
Yep.
Sometimes you had a little salt, but it was crunchy.
That shit felt
buttery,
like
crunchy.
That was a brick.
When I tell you, I love that bread.
You can eat. Nah, I couldn't eat. That shit was too hard.
Jelly on it, and then you pour but it held the eggs perfectly.
Yeah, dude.
So you take your bite, it wouldn't crumble.
It would cut your bottom tongue or the roof of your mouth because it was so fucking crunchy, bro.
Be careful how you chew it.
Yeah, you just be careful, bro. And the eggs are supposed to cushion the, what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, what I missed it. I thought about it today, and I just my mouth waters when I think about it now.
Well, as we get into it, let's follow tradition. We'll start with ladies first. How was your week so far? And please don't disregard as you see me scarfing this down. Do not.
Jason will be
not
like that episode from SpongeBob where he's just like
Right,
vacuuming. But anyways, my week, it was okay. You know, same old. Stressing, pulling out my hairs because of work and school. You know, the worst.
Why were you pulling out your hair?
How much hair were you pulling out?
Yeah. Like, what was the cause of that? You know,
Like that.
don't be shy.
Why?
Tell us why. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heart.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Tell me why.
I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Are we?
Okay, we had a good run. Our tour's over.
Apart.
Yo, man, we sounded good.
Your heart.
You know what? Honestly, we can do half podcasts, or you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
do
we
this, and
gotta
then
do karaoke.
You know what I
We
mean?
gonna have to do a karaoke night, bro.
Oh my god, we
Real
do!
shit.
Go crazy.
How exciting! I've been wanting to do karaoke.
Well, Celine
Really?
Dion might
Haven't
reach
done
out.
anything.
I'll probably say like once or twice.
I'm sorry if I didn't pay attention. That's
You're
my fault.
forgiven.
He said
Hear that, hey,
he
that-
said he don't care about you.
You know, Nate knows I care about her. She just doesn't. She also knows that I have a short fuse with her because, believe it or not, I expect high from her because she's smart and capable of doing great things. But
Bro.
she just needs to believe in herself.
Yo,
I'm not trying
that's-
to put you on Front Street. I call it how I see it.
if
you
you
did it,
guys
I wouldn't be
guys
fucking with you. Straight the fuck up.
look at Logic right now, I mean, especially right when I said right now, I mean, he had the bag in his mouth, but yo, look at the table. That's culinary 5-star cuisine. You put your chips on top of your beefaroni.
Yo,
You get
that's
not
really good,
only
actually.
you get not only the texture and the taste of the beefaroni, but the crunch. You get that extra texture. You know, it's almost like eating
With iron beer.
with iron beer.
Soft
And
drink.
honestly, look, iron beer has been going strong for over 120 years. If people liked it back in the 1800s, 1890s,
If grandma liked it,
you know what I'm saying? We can,
I like it.
Grams.
you know, it's
Iron Beer. Let me tell you something.
1917.
You definitely are not born in the U.S. And if you are born in the U.S., chances are your parents are not from the U.S. if you know what this is and you fuck with this.
That shit is so good.
Straight up. Everything we eat, because we're not from here, think about it. The sodas we drink, how many of your American friends drink mango puree?
I have American friends.
Think about it.
I
Or
don't
you
think about it.
being
I don't think I
Mexican.
have, do I have any?
Tahine, right?
Uh-huh.
How many Americans do you know use tahine or take lemon? I remember back as a kid
Some
because I had
cultured ones. You know,
cultured, but you said it
not
cultured. Like
friends.
we're talking full blood American. It's like
Yeah.
back in the day, I used to fuck with a lot of homies that were Mexican. Like one was Robert. Yo, his mom,
And
what she
Robert.
used to do, she used to take like wooden sticks. She would take little fucking what do you call those little limes, the really small ones? Like they're the key lime.
Oh my! It's on the tip of my
I
tongue.
don't even.
But you know what I'm talking about, the small ones, right?
I do.
So she would skin them, right? Take all the skin in them, stick them with a stick, and roll them in tahine. And yo, she put that the hot sauce, the Tapoco hot sauce on it. Woo, boy, listen,
Those are good.
there's a reason I love Mexicans. Okay, they show. Let me tell you something. Growing up, Mexicans showed me so much love in their household. Now, mind you, you gotta be mindful. They a different type of breed when it comes to partying. If they tell you the party's at 12 midnight, the party starts at 3 a.m. Okay, like they do not stop. You know it's getting real when the uncle comes in on a horse and he's just it'd be like that.
Yeah,
Especially out there in Chrome. What? Oh, and Mexican women from the motherland, they strong, dog. They sexy and they strong. I'm talking about they'll grip your hand like a man and they'll teach you some things. They'll teach you some things. I love my Mexican people. It's between Mexicans and Colombians. I don't know what I like more. I love Colombian women. I love Mexican women.
Good thing you don't have to
But-
choose and you can have them all.
Nah, my insurance wouldn't cover that. Straight up. Like I don't want to end up on a milk box carton. But continue. I'm sorry for cutting you off, though.
What was I saying?
Yeah, what
Talking
were you
about your
saying?
day.
Oh,
And how you wanted to pull out your hair and you
Oh.
never
Why?
you didn't explain why though.
just is it really a regular day if you don't want to pull out your hairs sometimes? I mean,
Yes.
Fair
you know,
point.
if you don't feel that way, then I'm
Something
sorry.
is wrong.
You're such a cool person that is healthy and sane.
Was it a person that made you want to do that, or was it a
I was just in general.
situation?
It was just in general. Like honestly, sometimes it hits me that the semester isn't over and I still have assignments to turn in, and I'm like, oh my god, when am I gonna fucking graduate. And then it hits me even more that I'm like, I still have the spring semester. And then
how do you keep that from discouraging you now that you talk about that? I'm always curious, especially because, you know, you guys are young, you guys are still pursuing your dreams of happiness, right?
uh-huh.
Are there days that like shit hits you, like you become so overwhelmed because you actually sit down and you think about the process of everything that you got to do? And does that sometimes discourage you? And if yes, how do you get back into like grind mode? Like, what do you tell yourself?
So yes, I do get discouraged sometimes. To be honest, I don't know if this is the healthiest way to go about it, but there are times where I'm sitting alone with my thoughts and I think to myself, holy crap, I still have a semester and a half to go. Who knows if I'm even going to pass my classes? Because you never know. And will I graduate on time? When am I? It's just so many thoughts going through my head. And honestly, I just stopped thinking about it because I just distract myself. I keep busy. I do other things, you know, like I have the podcast that I have to do, and I'm involved in like one of the clubs at FIU, so I have stuff to do with that. And
how did that go? Because tell them what you did, Joe. You did an interview today.
Yesterday. So by keeping busy, it helps me not think about like all those stressful moments in my life, you know? So because the next thing you know, it's been like 2 months and I'm like, oh, it's been 2 months since I last had this mental breakdown about when I'm graduating, and I'm one step closer to graduation. So by not thinking about it and just letting time pass, it'll just eventually it'll come. Because the more that I think about it and I stress on it, it's just going to get worse.
Well, I will say this.
Yeah.
When you reach those pinnacles of your life and you accomplish what you need to do, we're celebrating.
Yeah.
I say
shots.
Nah,
yes.
I say when you finish, the best way to celebrate, let's do something a little crazy.
Axe throwing. Drunk.
Nah, I'm talking about like
go to Colombia.
If I have the bread too, I would.
Okay.
Maybe like paintball or something.
Yes.
Like something outdoorsy.
I would love to shoot you with a paintball gun.
A lot of people would love to shoot me. They're just
That's why pussy. I had to add the rest.
But I will say this. Jesus. Imagine, we bring it back to our childhood. You know, like we rent go-karts, we tie balloons to them and fucking stop popping each other's balloon like it's Mario Kart real life. That's just if you're cool with that.
Right.
And then, we could get your homegirls, get your beauty on and whatnot, get your nails done. Balloons? What are you talking about?
When we drive, how do we pop the balloons?
On the go-karts, you just put something like a stick. Nothing that can impale us, but like a stick with like a thumbtack on it, and you pop.
Oh, I want to know. Maybe drive around with darts and just.
But on to the next. How was your week, Dart?
Hey, man. So I'm having probably the best week I've had all year because I'm extremely happy. Yeah. I've caught up on sleep. I'm living my best life. And I now live by the philosophy of we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It's
Period.
So much easier. Instead of overthinking, right? Because I've overthought in like a week. I've just been going day by day.
What's that saying? Ignorance is bliss. Being delusional.
Ignorance is bliss. But a lot of people. Okay, so you said you will cross that bridge when we get there.
Yep.
Right. Is that we're going the same notation that says don't leave today's work for tomorrow?
Yeah, I still work nonstop.
Sometimes you gotta.
I'm still I caught up on work.
Say that again.
Sometimes you gotta leave it for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, hell yeah.
Is that how you feel, or that's what you know?
That's how I feel.
That's how you feel.
100% leave stuff for the next day and the following day. Every day is a new day that you look at things with clear eyes.
I would be lying if I said I didn't do the same, but honestly, deep down, I never try to leave to today's work for tomorrow. If I can knock it out today, I always try to knock it out.
Oh man,
just because I feel like you rob yourself of peace if you don't take it. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine, a lot of times, I know you've been guilty of this. Like, we don't have anything tomorrow, right? We're busy today. Like, since I don't have anything tomorrow, I'll just basically move it over there. Since I ain't doing anything tomorrow, I could just finish it off. But in reality is we're limited to 16 hours a day. So 20. Out of that 16, you just robbed yourself, 4 hours of actually you fully enjoying yourself when you could have just sacrificed it now and just do it today instead of bringing it into. I'm just saying. I'm learning. This is something I always held from the elders.
It makes sense.
So it's kind of funny. As I got older, I feel that way now.
Right.
So when I was younger, I was like, "No, fuck you talking about, but I ain't doing shit tomorrow. I'll just knock that shit out."
I used to be like that, and now I don't have to be, and it's freeing.
It's freeing.
Because like, let's say I'm spent the day editing. I'm here from 2 to 10:30, right?
Yeah.
I got like 2 videos done. I'm started working on the third. Started putting some pieces together. I'm not gonna sit there for 4 or 5 more hours and put a video together. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop,
Take a break.
go home,
Shower.
sleep, wake
Wake
up the next morning, stretch, shower, and then come back and do it. You know?
Because then you have a fresher mind.
Yeah,
and
you look
more,
at it different. You're
you'll be more
energetic again.
productive.
Yeah, so it's good sometimes to step away from things, especially when you start feeling overwhelmed or like you stay on it for so long and nothing's really getting accomplished. You're not making any progress on it. At that point, that's like stop.
It really depends. Because like I don't know about you, but sometimes when I have shit to do, I'm doing one thing on my to-do list and I'm on a roll and I'm like, oh, I can't stop. If I take a break, I'm gonna lose my momentum. And I just keep going. And I'm like, wow, I've accomplished so much today. I've been so productive. And
you know what we call that?
Adderall.
No. Like my term for it, I call that the horse blinders. You put the horse blinders on. Because, you know, like when horses are races, they have the blinders, so they just focus on it. Sometimes we got to do that to ourselves. And we put our blinders on, so no distractions, and we're focused, and we just keep going in.
Yep.
And I think that's a skill set. That's not easy to do, especially if you have like ADD like myself. I could be talking to you right now. Right now, I've noticed this man is shaking his leg. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit I pay attention to. Just like as I'm talking to you, looking at his leg shaking, I'm also looking at the fucking image on that screen. Or I'm looking at the kitchen right now and that chair is slightly moved over. And now he's basically moving a hand gesture right there with a circle. So it's like my peripherals are all over the place. And that's the shit that goes me off from being focused. Like I could be focused on something, a weird noise. Oh, what was that? Someone shot a move? Oh, what is that? Like it's hard for me to really be. The only time I'm like that is when I'm doing something I like working on vehicles. Like if I'm in knee deep into wires and shit.
Well, that's why, like, if you know that you're that way, you know that you might get distracted easily. Try to develop some coping mechanisms to like make you concentrate. So like, okay, let's say
coping mechanism. Why is that considered trauma or something?
No, I mean, I don't know if I would use that as a correct term, but what I mean is, let's say I'm going to use the example you just used now. Like you're too busy looking at your peripheral, your surroundings, that you might get distracted.
You just have ADD.
At least for me,
I just said I had ADD.
I know.
At least for me, because I have long hair, I might just like maybe like tilt my head so that way. And it also depends because I'm at a different angle than you are.
Someone might think you're flirting.
No, actually, that
Jason,
means you're uninterested, according to psychiatry.
I'm doing it on purpose. I just wanted to get you rised up.
Because I'm at a different angle than you are, I can easily not see Lewis shaking his leg. But I would probably, put like this or whatever. But there was times where I was very distracted, and I'm like, Lewis, can you stop shaking? And there was
the time she thought you were jerking off.
Yeah.
Jeez, bro, yo, what are you doing in that corner?
When I'm like this, that's all I see from my peripheral.
You out there shaking a lot of things. I wish you could turn this. I mean, we could turn the camera.
No, they are, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Nate just has a dirty mind.
Everybody in this room is filthy. I just want you guys to know that. There's not.
No, you and your man's got a dirty mind. Your man be sending me shit. It's funny.
I mean,
it is funny.
Don't
shit.
blame me for the shit that he sends you.
Y'all are influenced to each other, so therefore you guys are one of the two peas in the pod.
Yep. You're right.
Okay, stop the
cap. You guys are just disgusting.
Nah, I'm happy for y'all. I'm just waiting to get the invitation to the wedding where I could be your best man.
I just want to throw rice on
maid of honor.
Maid of homie.
Maid of homie.
Oh, new term. New year, new terms.
You feel me? So my week was kind of crazy, if I may explain, before we go on a tangent so we can get in our topics today. But my week was kind of crazy, yo. Let me tell you. After you guys know, I got the position. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. Yo, tell me how I had to stop two shorties from stealing, dog. And this is where I have to be honest with people, man. Like, listen, I understand times is hard right now. I'm a compassionate person, but the reason why I want to talk about this is, so two shorties had hit us up, ransacked us, got away with it. They came in the next morning and they called me and they're like, I guess they called me because I could be intimidating and shit like that. But these two shorties out there, one has a bandana on her face. Like, you look guilty as hell. You're going around all the accesses. We put bars on you. There's nowhere to go. So I'm like, all right, well, it is what it is. I'm at the front. So I was like, fuck this. I'm going to get something to drink. I'm not going to sit here and, eat shit. They had, those Eros Wi-Fi extenders.
Yeah.
They're like $800 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
She had a shopping cart with like 3 of them. So I'm like, bro. And then she had some other shit from like cooking and appliances that don't make sense. Like shit that has no sense because people just don't grab shit like that to buy. Like you just yoink, yoink, yoink. So they come up to the door and I look, I'm like, don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
Like you actually told her that?
I'm saying don't do it. Man, tries to charge me. I grab the product. Mind you, we're not allowed to touch them. And the reason why, because you can get sued if they get hurt or you get hurt. It's an ugly situation. But also inside of me is my mind. It clicks over. You know what I'm saying? Like your natural instinct is to stop the threat. Yo, so I grab one product, I have the drink in the other. She twists the spider wrap, locks up to my thumb, and rips my skin off.
You guys see? Let me see if I can show you.
You have to show it to my camera.
Show it to this camera here.
Waiting for him to switch.
Show it to my camera. Yeah, there you go. Wait, you have to back up.
I don't know if you can see the scab.
Wait, go more like step.
God.
Right there. You see that right there? Right there.
Yeah. So either way, like, and this is what I noticed. Like, as I grabbed one from Shorty, she obviously got away with the other one, but her homegirl, she did not want to do it. Like, I saw it in her face. She did not want to be here. Like, and it bothers me because it's like, why put yourself in that situation? And what
surround
really,
yourself with that type of
and another reason why I stepped in is because in my mind is no life is worth, your life is worth more than $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times these people are just hungry, they're starving. I'm not saying I condone that behavior, but let's be real, yo. If I was out there and you have a weapon on you, you're about to lose your life for what? Some fucking Wi-Fi extenders? You know what I'm saying? So after that happens, it was a reminder because I was like, yo, good shit, Jay. Shout out to my, my manager, Mel. Love you, mama. Always thinking of me and looking out for me. But the thing that was shit crazy is she was like, yo, you got to be careful. You can get fired for that. And it's true. There was a time in Best Buy, we had a dude, the Kanye West CD had just came out with the Batman movie with Christian Bale. They had just got released. And this big ass dude, like, yo, gorilla, straight pound on the chest. He's like shorter than me, but weighs maybe 240. Like he a muscle head. He tries to come and we try to stop him. He literally picks up my AP from his legs up and the bar where the entrance is hits his head. So knocks out my fucking AP. I flip, I grab him behind the neck. I put my leg behind him and I slam him on his neck. And next thing you know, I got my knee on his neck and I put him in a bear hug and I'm like this. This is how I have my hands locked. You know what this man starts doing? Niggas on coke or something. He's like, and every time he's getting louder, my fingers are going like this. Like I can't keep I'm losing them.
Yo, is he on crack?
He's on something. So I'm yelling. I'm like, knock him out. Like, knock this man out. Because the moment he gets on, he's going to beat my ass, bro. Like, knock this nigga. Mind you, I just slammed him on his head. I don't know what substance he's on. And once I have you like this, I'm a strong dude. To have enough strength to open like that was fucking me up. So a manager comes, sits on him. He wiggles away, starts like fucking caveman status and just bolts off. I'm like, okay, that's not so bad, right? The next day, I come into work, everyone's clapping like, yo, good shit. Oh my God. And at this time, the company used to give you like free PS3s, a 50-inch TV, a $500 gift card. Like we really were
incentivized.
Yeah, for good behavior, good work. So I'm like, yo, I'm definitely getting something nice. You know what I'm saying? So they bring me into the room. And I have a big ass smile on my face. I'm like, yeah, I'm that dude, yo. I'm that nigga. Slam a white paper on there. I said, what is this? This is for a gift card?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Jesus,
I'm 22, 23. So I'm like, yo, this is a gift card. And they're like, no, this is a final. We unfortunately have to write you up. You are lucky that this individual is not suing you. We're not allowed to touch these individuals.
Bitch,
He picked up my AP.
He picked up 3P and what, left him unconscious? What, can he not sue the customer for injuring him?
The point
Yeah, but then
is,
the
when you
customer
become
can
AP in any company, you sign waivers that you acknowledge what's going on. So I'm like, damn, so I'm not going to get a gift card? Not even a PS3? A video game? A soda?
Oh, man.
A Slim Jim? You know what I'm saying? Nothing. So I signed the paper because you're not wrong. I get when you think about it, yes, you're right. I could have fucking got hurt or hurt him.
Yeah, but he could have hurt you even worse.
True, but imagine if I would have slammed him on his neck, he's paralyzed. Now that's me.
I guess.
You know, I'm not a
Yeah.
police officer. I'm
Right.
just here to protect. And here's the thing, the company has insurance for these type of situations. That's why it's like, yo, let him go. You know, but to me, the way I look at it, you guys know Spider-Man, right? The movie when he lets the robber get away, and as a result, his uncle died.
Oh, yeah.
And
The
that's
first
how
one.
I look at life. Like, if I don't do something, my fear is me being a coward and not stepping up doing the right thing ultimately could put someone I love in danger because I let them slide. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And
It's bigger than just company policy. You're looking at it from
it's
like a moral standpoint.
point. You know what I'm saying? So when that shit happened, I was like, bro, all right, I'm going to sign that. They sent me to a training. Yo, I'm sorry. When they put me in the training, they said, you got to go like this and crab walk them. Be like, no, sir. I need you to follow me into the room. I said, my G, I work in Miami. This
Bro.
ain't Nebraska. Okay? They are not going to comply. Put it like this. I remember we got hit for $80,000 by freaking 6 old ladies. We're talking older than and our grandma age. They were like 78 to 80 years old. They came in with bags and they lined them up with foil and they were just turning all the video games in there.
Mhm.
They hit us for like 5 stores, a total of $220,000. That was years ago. We're talking like over 10 years ago. So don't let it fool you, man. It's a dangerous world out there. But you always gotta, JC says Jason thought he was leaving with something. Yeah. I ended up basically feeling like a horse's ass. I also chased a dude into traffic who almost got hit by a car, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. That was at our store. You remember Bruno?
Oh, yes.
So
Wait, the one that he got pepper sprayed that one time?
no, not
Oh,
that
that was
one.
a different time.
So Bruno and me, we see this dude. It's 100 degrees outside. This man is wearing a fucking rain boots and a broken umbrella, looking like a ghetto Mary Poppins, dog.
Mm.
Grabs a cell phone and he goes in the bathroom. I'm like, yo, on the walkie, go look for it. He came out with it. I need that product so I could stop him. Help me, help you, dog. And you know how it was. So I'm getting upset. Finally, we found the product. I said, fuck this. Me and Bruno, I sees me running. I run after the dude, stop him in the garage. I'm like, yo, my man's. He's like, what? I'm like, listen, I don't want to play with you. Give me back the phone and we can go our way. He's like, listen, I know you have the phone. Relax, give it back and we can go our separate ways. Takes out the phone, looks at me and Bruno and starts backing up slowly. Slowly.
What?
And I'm like,
What is this, a
dog,
fucking movie? He's like,
that's how I felt. I'm like, I look at Bruno, I was like, this motherfucker better not make me run.
oh
This
my
motherfucker
God.
better not make me run. He starts to run. So then this is after COVID, like when we're still going through COVID and shit. So I'm chasing him. I'm like, oh, he's going to a train station. Cool. They're going to stop him there. It's free. So he gets to run through because remember, they lifted all that. I yelled at the security guard. I'm like, stop him. This man looks at me and said, he went this way. I'm like, dog.
This bitch.
Yo,
no
I
way.
run upstairs and the smart little asshole sees me run upstairs and he's hiding. So as I run back down, he's back downstairs. So I said, fuck that. Me and Bruno jump the stairs. We run. He runs across the street to the dealer, almost gets hit by a car. I was like, yep, that would have been my job. Let him go. It ain't worth it. It's
The
not.
fact that you chased him into the train station is like OD, bro.
Dog, OD.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Let me
that
tell
ain't
you,
your
like,
job, though, bro.
but
'Cause I worked at Best Buy, loss prevention.
But you have to understand, I've done security. My background is always dealing with that
I
situation.
know.
Like the time at our store, I got hit by a car chasing a customer.
No way.
Yeah, I had to pick him up from the lineup, yo. So dude came in the back, stole like a whole bunch of Rumbas and Dyson, took off. So
Just trying to clean the
remember
house.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
So he was there with me that day, yo. Dude basically comes in there, opens the exit, I bolt. And then I still got speed. I might be handicapped, but I got speed. I don't give a fuck. So I'm running after him, and we go out the back door. You know how it has like the overpass there? As I'm running, white car, boom, hits me, holds onto the hood. That's his getaway driver. So I'm holding onto the hood. Everyone's screaming, Jason, get off the car. He is not worth it. He's going to fucking kill you. Get the fuck off the car.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But Jeffrey's a real one because Jeffrey knew why I was doing that. Because instead of everyone yelling like, what is yelling going to do? Okay?
Bro.
Jeffrey was smart enough. He saw what I was trying to do, gets the license plate. Jay, you're good. I jump right off. Yo, a week later, a cop comes in. He's like, yo, we understand that there was a hit and run incident because they were charging a manslaughter with the vehicle because he hit me with it.
Yo, yeah, what the
You
fuck?
know what I'm saying? So Yandi's there. I give my statement, and finally there's a lineup, and I gotta fucking pick this dude up. So I'm like, oh God. You would think it's easy to pick up the dude that hit you with the car and the person's. It's a lot more difficult because not for nothing. You know how they say, oh, black people look alike, all Spanish people look alike? Yeah, they do. Like straight the fuck up. Like I was like, yeah, I want to pick him up. And when they showed me line, I was like, oh,
The boy sent the wrong person in prison.
That's why
He said,
I
I
didn't
hope it
want.
was you.
So I'm like, dog, I gotta pick this dude. I ended up figuring out, like, I remember who it was. I pick him up, and then the detective, she's like, oh, just to give you a heads up, be careful. I'm like, why? And he was like, well, he has a history of going back for those who, testify against him, and being that he knows you saw him what he looks like, I would say advise. I'm like, don't enjoy me like that, yo. Don't threaten me with a good time. I wish a dude would. You know what
I'm
saying?
a crazy
Yeah,
bitch.
It's not even about crazy. I got so much aggression. You gonna learn today, dog. I'm not
Oh
God,
my
but
God.
I arrange a meeting every fucking time, dog. That's
all
real shit.
period.
You feel me? But that's my crazy. Listen, yes, these stories are wilding. And listen, if I could, I don't want to go on a tangent, but I be going through some shit. I always be going through some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
Jason.
this time, Lewis tried to kill me, but that's a whole different story. But
Ooh.
you didn't try to kill me one time?
Truth comes out.
You never tried to kill me.
When?
When did you not try to kill me?
With what?
You tried to give me a heart attack when you fucking almost killed yourself trying to.
Oh.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Regular schmegular.
Smegular. All right. So enough with my tangents, yo. My love, bring us into the Am I the Asshole story, please.
Oh my God, you guys are gonna love this one.
Let's
okay.
go.
Let me go ahead and get it. Okay, so this is more of like a story time or like advice. Okay. My 48 husband's porn addiction ruined my
Hold on,
female
say that
40
again. Porn edition? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut you off, love. I'm honestly asking a question that I heard correctly.
Yeah.
Why are you getting upset?
Of course
if
I
I'm
said
asking-
porn
Why are you
addiction.
getting upset with me?
Because you were looking at your phone and I'm trying to read in the segment and it looks like you weren't paying attention to me.
But if I wasn't paying attention to you, that would mean I wouldn't care to ask you what you just said. I think what you're saying is important.
No,
which is
because
why-
it could go both ways. You can either not care and just move on, or you can ask me, wait, what did you say? Because I didn't hear you.
Okay, you know what?
I said porn addiction.
No, you hurt my feelings. Go ahead.
No, now I'm petty now. I don't want anything.
I love you too. All right.
Okay, look. My 48 male husband's porn addiction ruined my female 46 sexual function. I'll try to write this as succinctly as possible. My husband, 48, and I, female 46, have been together for 25 years. He is without a doubt the love of my life, and I honestly believe I am the love of his. He developed a porn addiction during our marriage. It got really bad during the pandemic. He routinely denied me sexual intimacy. We only had sex when he wanted it, and he often very strongly requested we do things I was incredibly uncomfortable with. But I always did them for him, even though I'd secretly cry in the bathroom afterwards. He also ended up meeting a woman online and engaging in masturbatory videos with her. For years, I felt something was wrong, but I really had no idea he was doing any of these things he was doing. He tried very hard to get me to use porn with him in the early years of our marriage, and I tried to, but I always hated it and thought it was degrading to women. Once the truth came out, I was absolutely devastated and tried to leave him, but he begged me to stay. He joined group therapy, did individual counseling. I did too and still do. Did a ton of research and learned a lot about how much sex trafficking there is in porn. And when he realized what porn use had done to his brain, he too was absolutely devastated. He hasn't watched porn in almost 3 years. I believe this 100% and I'm proud of him. Here's the problem. Despite how much he's changed, I still harbor so much resentment. Not even for what he did to us. I forgave that part, but for what happened to me as a result. I don't want to be too graphic here, but sometimes after this happened, I went to my gynecologist because I was having issues in the bedroom. It turns out I was experiencing clitoral atrophy. She thought I had an autoimmune disease because I had so quickly lost so much of my clitoral tissue, but that wasn't it. So she tested my hormones. They were normal. Then she asked if I'd experienced any type of trauma recently, physical or emotional. I told her I most definitely had, and her conclusion was that my atrophy was a result of what had happened. She offered the O shots to me, but said there's a good chance they won't work for me. I've since lost more clitoral tissue, and while I can still experience orgasms, they are much smaller and are hard to achieve. The answer, of course, is open communication with my husband, patience, and really try lots of sexy stuff together to see if my ability to get aroused properly comes back. And we've tried, but I'm so full of resentment and I feel so sad and angry and defeated that during the times we've tried to work on my pleasure, I'm not able to emotionally open up, so it doesn't work. He's at a loss and just wishes I could let it all go so we can move on with our lives and be happy again. He knows I'm struggling so much, but he just doesn't feel there's really anything he can do to help. And he doesn't understand why I can't move past this. I asked him if he'd be able to forgive and move past if my actions had hurt him so badly that he lost half of his penis and most of his sexual ability, because that's essentially the female version of what's happened to me. I feel like he stole my sexuality from me, which is extra saddening to me since as a survivor of childhood incest, I had to fight to not hate my body and to enjoy sex.
Jeez. How old is she again?
I'm just as such at a loss right now.
47?
47.
And that's about it. So she's 46.
She's 46.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
48. No
That's the end of the story.
Going.
All right. So main question. Question number one.
Wait.
Okay.
Let's start with the ladies first. I really want to hear your input on that one, and then we'll attack because we get critical.
Man.
What? Okay. I don't even think if the question is she's an asshole. The question should be like,
is she okay?
Is she okay?
Jesus.
Yo, she's trying really hard to be okay, but like this isn't your regular. My boyfriend / husband has he's addicted to porn and he's not giving me emotional attention.
Trauma.
No, this is not only emotional trauma but physical trauma that happened because of his porn addiction and because how maybe how hard he wanted to do things with her. She ended up being scarred in the process. That's
scarred.
That's mind-boggling. I feel really bad for her because honestly, man, if I can cry for her, that'd be so sad.
If I'm gonna be honest, yo,
bro, I'm kind of at a loss for words. Damn.
I was parched. How are you? Hey, I heard you though. Courtesy of Jason, thank you. I don't know why I said this so courtesy of Jason, thank you. Thank you, Jason. Jason, thank you. Jason,
apologize to the.
I'm so sorry to everybody who had to just see me walk by. That's a sight nobody should have to see. And for
side
and for stepping out at a weird time.
Just be let me just
and I just ruined everyone's night. I apologize. I can't make it up to you guys. I just hope you forget it over time.
Okay. As long as you apologize. I do want to say this. So she made some very valid points regarding, shorty, dog, that's some damaging shit.
Yeah.
As a woman, how does that do you feel are you afraid for her? Because she seems like to have a long road to recovery.
It does.
She goes into
honestly.
Does that trigger you in the sense of oh damn, that could happen to me, or I could never imagine him being in her place, poor thing, she needs love and comfort. How does that trigger you?
So honestly, it's very saddening to hear these types of stories because, you know, it does happen a lot. And it's so easy for an unbiased person to say, oh, like I would have left the relationship, you know, but porn addiction.
They don't
that's
even
serious.
show the emotion. Remember, there's emotions involved. There's
exactly.
love involved.
This is your partner. This is your so-called love of your life. You know, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. You want them to get better, you know, for better or for worse. That probably could have been their vows. Honestly, it's such a difficult thing for a woman to go through because the female orgasm is such an incredible thing, and to have that stripped away from you, that's like losing.
Degrading.
It's degrading. You lose a part of yourself, you know. I can't speak for the male orgasm, but as far as the female orgasm, if you know, you're a woman and you're in touch with your sexuality and all that stuff, and that gets taken from you, it's rough.
Yeah, because it's your innocence. It's that part that makes you iconic, and it's a fragile piece given to you by God.
But that's what gets me angry is the fact that like just the whole porn addiction.
Okay.
That her husband was like addicted to it, having online sessions with another female.
Well, pause on that one because we're gonna get into that topic too.
Okay.
Because I know you're gonna cook this time. You're gonna cook on that one. What are your thoughts, Adrian?
We can orgasm.
This month.
No way.
What are your thoughts on it, G?
Bro, honestly, look, porn addiction is fuck your head up. Like realistically, it sets unrealistic like expectations for women, like how you talk to them, treat them, what you gonna do in the bedroom.
Well, it's not even about that. What do you think? What do you think about her trauma and the things she's experienced and how the porn has basically triggered something that's previously happened that she's consistently battling? Like, how do you look at it in that sense? Like, how does that make you feel?
I feel bad for her, man, because she's stuck with somebody who reminds her of that all the time, essentially. And generally she chooses to be stuck because she could have left. She's like, no, he talked his way back into it, which happens, especially when you've been with someone for so long, you know? So I think she's kind of just stuck in there unless she just ups and leaves one day, which is just sad. Cause like I said, she's in a cycle where she could have a good day, look at him and be reminded of how she feels and what he basically made her feel like. So
yeah.
Honestly, man, you know, I hope she finds peace. I know she ain't gonna find it being in the same household as him because that's my common sense. You can't
Sometimes
look at something that reminds you of something that you hate or something that bothers you and fucking. I mean, I couldn't just look at someone every day that reminds me of.
I'm going through that right now. Shit, what the fuck?
I don't know, Lewis. You have to look at him all the time.
No, but on a serious note, right? Shorty basically has because a lot of girls have problems with porn addiction with their mans, right? And I'll be the first to tell you, and I think for every realistic man in this room, we know it's not real. It's a fantasy, and it's beyond fantasy because, in my opinion, it's carnage because it damns the soul in the sense of you watch that shit and think this is how it really is. And what happens to men who watch heavy on porn, they lack true intimacy with a partner. You know what I'm saying? Because in their head, it's a script, it's a movie. But in real life, you have to serenade. You have to get inside a woman's head. You have to make her feel safe. Not always about making her feel wanted. You have to make her feel safe. All eyes on you. I want to make you feel good spiritually, mentally, and physically. You know what I'm saying? That's really the core of it. And porn honestly destroys that. Now, being that this shorty has a history, you know, her history is deep and it seems to be repressed information. And the reason I say repressed information, there's more to this story. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that it's tearing her up because she's also at the same time trying to salvage something that she's scared to lose. But the problem is what she's trying to salvage, that person doesn't have the full display of what this girl's been through or what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that is a recipe for disaster because a lot of times, why don't we open up to people? Because it's not so much of being judged, believe it or not. It's more of you don't want to inconvenience anybody. You don't want to take away somebody's good vibes or happiness. So you as, not to go on a tangent, you as a woman, you're obviously in a relationship. Is porn, your man watching porn, would that be considered disrespectful to you?
Yes.
Why?
Because I would find it incredibly disrespectful. You got me
to you
up.
Or the relationship?
Both.
Okay.
Because, I'm in touch with my sexuality. And if I love you, I fuck with you, I'm gonna have a good sex drive.
Yep. What about if he wants a thumb in the butt?
She'll let it slide.
Hey,
look at her. She'll let it slide. No complaints.
She
said,
like you're my partner.
Yeah.
And
you're
I love
open-minded.
you. I'm open-minded. Like, try it once. If you don't like it, then we don't have to do it again. It's fine. We good communication. But you have me fucked up if, my man starts watching porn and it's like, what do you need porn for?
What if he starts?
You have me.
Can I be real with you, love? And I know, let me tell you.
He watches it, by the way. I just want you to know that.
Who?
Him. Her boyfriend.
He
100% watches it.
But I will say this, right? What a lot of y'all ladies don't know, that's what keeps us in line. Because let me ask you this. Would you rather me be fucking a shorty on the outside or basically using Pamela to handle myself and staying in the house and not being, you get what I'm saying?
I want you, in this case, my boyfriend fucking me. Like,
no, I get that. But at the same time, you have a variety of shoes, right? You have a variety of things you like to eat. You have a variety of things you like to wear. And the reason why I say that, by human nature, it is in our nature to want options. And sometimes the outlet to that is porn. I'm not saying I condone it and I'm trying to make a passage for it.
I feel like you're trying to justify it. You know what? To each their own. Because it's true. To each their own,
No, you're not wrong. What I'm saying is like, some days I want a black chick. Some days I want a Latina. Some days I want a white chick. You get what I'm saying? Like, porn allows you to get in there without getting your hands dirty. I think it becomes a problem. I think it becomes, on a serious note, I think it becomes a problem, truthfully speaking, when you're in a relationship and you're neglecting your girl to make times for you to pleasure yourself. Then I'm like, you're wilding. But if you ask a lot of married men right now that have kids, my boys tell me all the time, when my wife leaves the fucking house and takes the kids, I pull out a computer, a bottle of lotion, and I rub one out. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds crazy. We're talking about older men here.
Okay, I feel you.
You haven't got there yet. I'm
a light up a candle when I get there.
But what I'm saying is, this is something I learned from older gentlemen. Now, it's a balance. You get what I'm saying? And you said to yourself, well, why would he want to use porn when he could be fucking me? That's true. But
we're different because obviously we're younger. We don't have a family. No, I hear what you're saying.
Even if you didn't, just like you like variety, he likes variety, because you said you would consider it disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: not to try to jam you up. You like pictures of dudes who are fit and show their abs. I'm sure you like to read. You might like exotic, titles like 50 Shades of Grey, like in that shit.
You like that?
You read that? I'm imagining, right?
Can you shut the fuck up?
Hold on, no. On a serious note, focus up.
Oh my God.
On a serious note, have you read 50 Shades of Grey?
No.
Have you read books into that nature?
No.
So you never read anything provocative, or that was fantasy, like
don't
novel
judge
ones?
me, you guys, but I don't read a lot.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's cool.
Span.
Yeah, it's fine.
I've read books in my life,
Okay, but what I'm saying is, how we look. There's a lot of women.
No, but
who
I
like
hear
to be enticed with the thrill of a storyline that gets them around, and it's the same thing. The only thing is, you said to yourself, women need to be stimulated mentally, men get stimulated physically. And I think that's where the break off is when it comes to porn, because I'm getting broke off, in a stimulation in the physical sense. But when a woman's reading something that's passionate and doing something, it does something to her. It basically fills her heads up. That's why I think about it. most women love a man that's known as a silver fox, one that could kick game and make them feel like the most beautiful woman in the world, because that's what entices them. Lewis, you're shaking your head. You care to add, my nigga?
Yeah, say something.
I mean, you can't shake your head and not say anything.
Right into the mic.
What, you disagree with me?
Yeah.
All right, so tell me why.
We just
Oh, but it's like
rebooting.
it's rebooting.
welcome to.
All right, Lewis, come over here and explain to me why you don't agree with what I'm saying. Like, what is it that you don't agree with?
Showing you guys is literally true.
There we go.
On your side?
Yeah, come through. Just use my mic,
Pull up.
and I want you to explain why you disagree with what I'm saying. And what do you disagree about with what I'm saying? Let's talk about it.
All right, guys. Special guest appearance. You know.
You're not a guest, you're a soldier.
Yeah, exactly. Now, personally, for me, if I'm with my chick, I'm not gonna be watching porn or nothing like that. All right. If I'm gonna rub one out, I'm gonna rub one out to my girl. I'm not gonna be looking at no other fucking girl.
That's all period.
Bruh.
Sorry.
Honestly, like if my girl's sending me pictures, bro, I'm gonna use that shit. I'm not gonna be looking at other fake shit online, bro. Fuck that shit.
Okay, so that's your reasoning.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, wait. Hold up. I think the sound is a little messed up. Let me see.
Nate, you had one job, bro. So
It's Roadcaster of everything.
no, Black Magic.
The mic.
Yeah, can they hear you?
So his mic is Black Magic, Lewis? I don't know.
I'm so mad at you right now. You have
Speaker Roadcaster, audio Blackmagic, video Blackmagic.
I didn't get any of that. Sorry. Mic?
Speaker
Video,
Roadcaster.
audio Blackmagic, speaker Roadcaster.
What's mic? Black Magic? And then speaker is Roadcaster? Okay, I fixed it.
Okay. So to
Keep talking.
go back to what you're saying that as long as you got your shorty, you're not rubbing one out, right? You're
Not to
gonna
anyone else.
not to anyone else. So you think it's deception in the sense that you're getting off to another person, whether you know the person or not. It's just to you, it's considered disrespectful, right?
Yes, very.
Now, me personally, I don't get off to like fucking porn and fucking my partner or watching it with them. That's not my stilo. You know what I'm saying? As you know, I haven't been because remember when we had our former co-host here, we made a vow like to stop it. You know, but what I do want to say is when you really break down to it, it's not saying that Lewis is wrong. I don't think he's wrong. He's entitled to his opinion. That's how he feels. That's how he moves. But the truth is, it's an escape from reality. And this is the conversations I have with older gentlemen who have been married in a relationship. I can only say that. I don't even know how deep it goes. This is information I'm being fed that to me, they don't look at it that way. And I think women need to understand that, like, yo, if you got your mans, there's no reason why you should be getting jealous of a bitch that he knows and you know is fake. It's not, it's a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? If call it a kink if you want to. I just don't see how extreme it could be for it to be disrespectful in that manner. Because if you're going to get jealous of porn, of all things, you're getting jealous of me basically pleasuring myself. Like as if I'm like, now mind you, if the bitch he's masturbating to, he's on her Instagram, he's following her and shit, then you have every right. Cause it's like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like what, you obsessed with her? You're going out your way, but your man is your responsibility, just like you're his responsibility. I think it's kind of ridiculous. And I'm not saying this to insult you or knock you. I just think it's ridiculous to catch feelings when it comes to that, because he was doing it before you were in the picture. And I'm pretty sure he'll be doing it, God forbid, when you're not in the picture, like you get called home early. He's probably going to rub one out thinking of you. You know what I'm saying? It's a fantasy. I just think people take it to a high level that's kind of ridiculous. And to get jealous of it, why get jealous of something that you're better than and that doesn't compare to you? You're in a league of your own. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I look at it. I respect what you're saying, though. I respect what he's saying. I just politely disagree. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Just like if I'm with somebody and she's like, yeah, I like to watch porn, do your thing. How I'm going to look at it is, does it change your character? Is it going to basically make problems for our relationship? Is it going to switch things up? No, you're a grown-ass adult. Do what makes you feel good. Just like, that's like me saying, well, you know what? I'm going to change the shower head because I don't like the fact that you could peel it down and put it on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally how I look at it. Like, be great, but don't let it damage you, because at the end of the day, if you're getting upset about it, guess what? You're the only one. You get what I'm saying?
I guess the real question is why? Because if you think about it, you know, there are people who watch porn but have a healthy, you know, sexual relationship, physical relationship, and it doesn't get in the way. But then there are some people who watch porn and it does interfere. And then there are people who don't watch porn and just have it.
Yeah.
You know, there are
It's
scenarios.
to each his own.
So it's to each their own. And the question really is why? It really depends on the couple and the situation. The way that I see it is in some situations, you know, you could have your man's watching porn, and men are different than women in terms of, like, you know, physically getting off and that type of stuff. They can detach from their emotional side to, like, their lustful physical side. And a man just watches porn to get off because he just wants to orgasm, and that's it. He's
just trying to catch a nut. Like,
right,
real shit. That's all it is.
Because women, women when we orgasm, it's different than how men orgasm.
I think it's probably more intimate for you guys.
Yes, because I forget the science of it, but there's like studies shown that, you know, when a man and a woman, they have sex and like they both climax, the woman's brain produces.
Yes, they did that in the MRI. They showed her brain activity. She boosted crazy amount of serotonin, like
I think it was also
amount.
oxytocin,
serotonin, like all the balanced things to bring on a REM sleep and to calm the body down. Like a woman's brain after climax, it produces so much of that it's almost like a reboot to their whole body.
But some men don't have that function. So that's why, at least to a woman or to me, whenever I think like, oh my God, you know, my man is getting off on porn,
those are my kids.
I start thinking about like how I feel, not how a typical man would feel in that situation.
Because you're defensive.
Yeah.
Which is normal. Like, I'm be real with you.
It's just different.
Exactly. I don't think it's anywhere to shame anybody or to fucking pull cards. Some people are cool with it. Some are not. Again, when you get to a point where it's irritating your relationship, that's when you have a problem, because you also got to value what you got at home. But again, we all have our things. And also another thing to think about is, say you're not willing to do something with your partner, and that's something he really likes, but it's not your kink. Now he can go online and find his kink and do it peacefully. That's why I say, I think it's better that a man will rub one out than go out here in these streets, fuck around, bring you back something and give you a disease or fucking deception. You know what I'm saying? But it's not cheating. It's just we all have the things we like. And when it comes to women, mental stimulation, men is physical stimulation. So it's normal for men. Doesn't make it right. It's just more common for men to do that. Just like it's more common for women to get stimulated mentally. And I feel like that's a little harder for me as a man to accept, because the argument is like, well, I want to be the only man on your mind. I want to be the reason why you get stimulated. You get what I'm saying? So I can understand the territory pullback of you not being happy with your man watching that shit and vice versa. Final thoughts.
Oh, I had a really good final thought.
And it just went away.
Damn, like right now, like I just thought it 2 seconds ago.
Don't you just say when that happens?
You guys need some fish on.
Dude,
think about something else, and it'll come back too. I promise.
Yo, I mean, I was just literally like, I know they're about to start talking. I'm about to say something, and then it left.
So while you think on that,
crazy.
It's also infuriating if you're like your man's watching porn and the girl he's watching looks completely different than you.
Well, that's why I say variety.
Would be.
I think that's but that might work back. Okay, because that can work as a double-edged sword, because yes, she looks different from you. That's one thing. But say she does look like you, right?
Uh-huh.
And
I mean, I wouldn't be as
he was
offended.
doing that to
I
her
mean, actually be
before.
confused.
Well,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like it might fuck you up because if he was beating his thing to that before he met you, then the mindset is like, are you with me because you wish I was her?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So that could work. That could fuck you up both ways. You get what I'm saying?
Wait, but I haven't thought about it like that.
But maybe that's why you shouldn't dive
you know
too
what
deep
I'm
into
saying?
it.
But I'm not trying. But tell me I'm wrong.
Damn,
you know
got
what I'm
me
saying?
fucked up.
Like that shit will do more
I'm throwing
damage
hands.
because it's like. So I thought you liked me for me. The only whole reason you fucking with me because
I'm dating
like
you because you've made me come
I'm like
before.
I'm like your Walmart version of a porn star. Get the
No
fuck out of
way.
here. But tell me that wouldn't run towards your mind when you really think about it.
Oh, I'm throwing hands.
She's like, fuck this.
Shit.
Oh, I just remembered. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you go fuck a stranger, or like you fuck someone, this little one or whatever.
We're talking physically now?
Huh?
Physically? Like actually
Yeah,
cheating?
like when you know what I'm saying, when you whatever. That you feel dirty, but then also when you beat one off, you also feel filthy. But I rather feel the filthy and not cheat than the
Well,
filthy.
yeah, a lot of guys, I'm sorry, not to go on a tangent, but a lot of guys, at least myself, another reason I fucking fell back from actually rubbing one out was because I didn't feel good afterwards. Like I felt like a creep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and what
Take
made
this
me
off
feel
my
like
phone.
a creep is like, exactly, it's like, yo, this person doesn't know me. They know, I know their last name, their stage name. Like that bothers me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I can honestly see why these older life coaches are saying step away from that shit because it really does make you delusional.
Yeah, bro.
It makes you delusional.
fake world.
Imagine you know somebody who doesn't even know you exist. You explored their body already, seen them in ways that you were taught in your life you had to earn the right from a woman to see those things. And now it's at your access. It desensitizes you to a point where you almost become oblivious to the fact of respect and common decency. So that's my reason why I don't fuck with it. So as we get into the next topic, right?
Mhm.
Guys, this one I chose because I'm actually was hearing this the other day and I was curious, and being that we have Nate in the house, you'll give us the female perspective. We'll give you the male's perspective. Now, who is more nurturing, a man or a woman, and why? So, Nate, we'll let you take that. Who's more nurturing, a man or woman, and why do you think that is? Mind you, representing for the whole hyenas right now, you know?
I believe that a lot of women can be very nurturing compared
Okay.
to a man. But
So men.
I know
Mhm.
a lot of men who are also very nurturing,
Okay.
and some women aren't.
Okay.
So it really depends, Stereotypically, you want to say, "Oh, a woman, she's the nurturer and the man is the protector."
Mhm.
But we're in modern times, and there are a lot of instances where the man is the one who is very nurturing and just takes care and just the loving one, and the
Mhm.
woman is the protector.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So you think the woman to you in your case will be more nurturing, and your reason being is because of the load that she carries in the relationship. That would make her more nurturing, right?
not necessarily.
So break it down a little bit more before I.
So okay, I'm gonna use my mom for example. My mom is
Okay.
very nurturing.
She's a sweet lady. I love your mom.
She's a sweet. I love her. So my mom, she grew up with a single mother. Her father unfortunately passed away when she was a toddler,
Okay.
and she grew up with 5 sisters and 1 brother. And so growing up, they all
Hold on,
shared.
5 sisters
Yes,
and how many brothers?
1.
Oh, coño.
And
That's a big family.
Yeah. And growing up, she obviously her and her siblings would share the responsibilities and the workload, and she always told me that like her dream, like she always wanted to be a mom, and she wanted to start a family. And there was just something so nice about that, because your dreams don't have to be so big.
No, they don't.
They really don't. And she had us, and my mom, she wasn't like perfect. You know, as a new time parent, you make mistakes and you're trying to learn how to raise
There's
your
no
kids.
blueprint to how to be a good fucking parent.
There's
bro.
no
There isn't.
blueprint on how to be a good parent and how to
Big
raise your kids
facts.
right. But I think my mom did an amazing job raising me and my siblings. And she was, no matter the instance, no matter the obstacle, no matter what happens,
She always pulled through.
and how mad she got at me, que me estaba regañando, like she was just grounding me and like yelling at me.
So
I was never afraid to go to her for like nurturing. Like I knew I could always count on her to love me. Whereas my dad, I knew he loved me, but he
tough.
protected me. Like he was the one to just, I'd be like, don't talk to me that way. I'm gonna get my dad. Or my
he
mom,
was the enforcer.
he was the enforcer. My mom would be like, oh, act right, or I'm telling your dad. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
So he was the law of the land, in other words.
Mhm.
Okay.
But there was still love there.
No,
Yeah.
I I know that. What about you?
Oh,
Who do you
same.
think is more nurturing?
Same. Your mama.
You think not your mama? We're talking about women in general.
Women.
In her mind, she's
Well,
just
yeah,
using her
but-
mama as reference. So you
but no,
think
so
women are more nurturing?
Women, of course. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Bro, they're definitely more inclined to give a shit about how you feel.
Okay.
You know, they're more likely to hear you out. They make you feel a sense of comfort when you are opening up.
Okay.
You know, it's nice, man. If I feel like generally I'll open up to a woman before I ever open up to a man. You know,
You know, I had a guy friend tell me that.
yeah, like it's just easier. You know what I'm saying? Like it just goes to like the whole gender thing. Like men, women supposed to, you know, be together. If y'all don't break that barrier and make it sexual, you can have a friendship where like you can trust them, invent them, you know what I'm saying, type of shit. So it is comfortable. But because they give that more nurturing feeling. And then dude, man, we just like you said, we just provide. I mean, we providers and protectors. We're just, you know, we care. We'll show we care, but not like by feelings. We'll show we care because like we looked out for you, you know, took you out, got you out of trouble here. We did that little thing for you to get. That's what we do. But it's definitely women who take the nurturing cake.
I'm gonna disagree with you guys on this one. And the reason why I disagree, you guys made all valid points. See, there's no right or wrong to this.
Yeah.
This is just opinionated. So I don't want you guys to say, oh, you're wrong. No. To me, I personally would say men are more nurturing than women to a certain aspect. And the reason why I say that, when it comes to being held and cuddled and filled with that warmness, women got that game on lock. You get what I'm saying? But nurturers is, we looked up the definition, one who takes care and motivates and secures, right? The reason why I say I feel like men don't get that staple, because what makes men more nurturing, in my opinion, is, well, your father or a male in your life is willing to die for what he believes in and what he's willing to protect, sacrificing his time and effort in order to be there for you. We're talking real men. We're not talking all men. We're just talking about the iconic father, the Uncle Phil, if you would, right?
Yeah.
Now, perfect prime example, we had Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, right? What made, in my mind, a man more nurturing is understanding and playing his role, but still showing compassion to what he cares about. You know what I'm saying? And that compassion goes a long way, because the tough love is true nurturing versus the kind love your mom gives you. And the reason why I say that is, a lot of times a man will destroy himself in the process to build for those he cares about. We see it all the time in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, one of the sayings that I came up with that I honestly believe, as a man, if you're going to help the person you love build himself, expect pieces of you to break. That's the only way it works. You cannot fix somebody without breaking yourself. That is the truth, because you're taking on their trauma and that energy, and ultimately it breaks you. And to me, that's what a true nurturer does. Not saying women are not capable of it.
That makes sense.
When it comes to
I changed my mind now. I made my answer.
No, but when it comes to men, to me, men are what's the word I'm looking for? More nurturing than women in most cases, if they're real men, because they're willing to take an L in order to get a win. Allow me to explain. In a household, say you don't have that much money, right? A man is being nurturing because he's making sure everyone eats, even if it means he doesn't have plate on the food. That's what a nurturer does. A nurturer is like, well, everybody's sleeping because there's a hurricane coming. I'm going to let my family sleep and rest while I stay up and protect them. I'm going to nurture them. I'm going to protect them. Or better yet, you know what? I don't like my job. I don't like what I'm doing. But if I give up now, it's not only affecting me, it affects the ones I come, responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to nurture them by making myself miserable in efforts to give them a better life. That is a true definition of a nurturer. And the reason why I say that carefully, because women do it to a certain degree, but not as profound as men. There's really no better than the other. We all have to understand women are nurturers in their own way. Men are nurturers in their own way. So I don't think the question if it really comes down to who's more of a nurturer. I think there's a misrepresentation of men not being nurturers when we truly are. And that needs to be identified. Just like you got to give your mother the flowers, your father deserves flowers too. And I think sometimes we forget about that because, again, certain things a mother can do when it comes to nurturing that a man can never do. And it works vice versa. I think we just got to get to the point and bring it back to relations that we're both nurturers. And we all been given a special power by God to act on that and to admit that to protect the ones we love and be there for them. So final thoughts, love.
I think I loved what you said about that dads deserve flowers. Men deserve flowers too. Sorry, because I was thinking about my dad when you said that. So and I'm like, damn, like my dad does deserve some flowers. Even though he'll probably be like, what is this with flowers? Like, what am I gonna do with this?
What do you want?
You know,
you know what I'm saying?
It's just like the thought, you know.
Because we're programmed
like
that way. It's natural for us because we're programmed. Because if you think about it, we run to mama for multiple reasons. When shit really hits the fan, we run to our father because we know our father is going to be firm on it. And it's like our mom, it's not that our mom is soft. No, don't get it twisted. But when you go to your mom puts it in a way where you feel safe versus when, if you go to your father, you're possibly putting yourself on the chopping block because he's going to give you that tough love. But both of them are nurturing. And we need to understand that. Final thoughts, G.
Yeah, you really did change my mind. Makes sense. I'm what? Show the men out here some love, bro. Give them their flowers. They really do handle business.
And the same thing with the women. Give them women the flowers.
Them too. But because we already do that, you know what I'm saying? Share some,
Because I always use the phrase real men because a lot of posers out here. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, those are what's used to represent us. Just like me as a biker, right? People are intimidating that. I mean, when I'm on my biker shit, when I have my gear on and shit, because of the incidents that others have done before me. And unfortunately, it's saturated and contaminated the image I have. So before we get into our last topic, right, I really want you guys to think about this. And I know we're going to rile some things up. The ladies, let me tell you something. Ladies, this is not shots fired. This is a true, serious issue. Nate is my witness. Lewis is my witness. I have the same problem with my mother, my sisters. It's a woman versus male thing. It really is. Why are women programmed this way? I don't fucking know.
We had an argument about this last night.
We're going to talk about it, okay? So the topic at hand, ladies and gentlemen, is why do men have a straight answer and a woman is always given? Hold on. Who wrote this?
You did.
No, I didn't write this note.
Oh, I think it was Lewis.
I wrote it.
You wrote it retarded. Why do men have... Okay, the question is, guys, why is it that when it comes to a discrete basic answers, men can literally say yes and no, whether it's yes or no, but women cannot? Allow me to give you an example. Yo, my G, you hungry? You want to get something out to eat?
Yes.
My boy is going to either say yes or no. You ask a woman that question.
You asked me that question.
I asked Nate that question, and she's like, well, I'm not hungry right now. My thing is, that's not what the fuck I was asking you. I was asking you if you're hungry right now. It's a yes or no. I don't give a fuck if you're not hungry right now. It's a yes or no. So why can women not give a definite freaking answer and men can? Allow me to explain. If I say, just like we were talking about your boyfriend, you did it multiple times yesterday. We were having our meeting, and I go to Nate, yo, if a man were to smack your ass and basically your boyfriend came to defend your honor and he got knocked out, would you look at him less of a man? Well, that's not going to happen. Da, da, da. I don't give a fuck about that, bro. It was a yes or no. Are you going to look at him less of a man? Or are you going to look at him the same? She couldn't answer the the question. You know what that relates to?
What?
That's like when you ask somebody, yo, my G, do you got change for a 5? No, but I got a 20. What the fuck do I give about you having a 20? I just asked if you got change for a 5.
But that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. That's my point. What would be the purpose of telling me, nah, I got 20? Bitch, I asked you for change for a 5. It's irrelevant to tell me that you got 20.
You see, that doesn't make sense. But when you asked me, you were like, oh, would you think less of your man if you got knocked out? Some guy had your ass,
it was
whatever.
a yes or no.
First of all, I don't like those types of questions because I always answer questions in relation to like my life, if that would happen, like with this and that. I'm like, first of all, that's so ridiculous.
That's like my mom. I asked my mom yesterday, dog, Ma, do you like Halloween? Right? Do you think Halloween's good or bad? She could have said no or yes. I like Halloween. No, I don't like Halloween. Yes or no, right? The reason why I didn't ask you for your reason. I simply asked you, do you like Halloween or not? Yes or no? No, but I got to explain because I got to get to the core and tell you why I don't. I'm literally just looking for a yes or no. It's not that fucking hard. It is not that hard. So you being a woman here representing for females, which I love what you do, please break down the science of why you guys can never give a definite answer of a yes and no, and you always feel that you have to explain or go deeper detail and find out more when it's a simple yes or no. Just as you want Starbucks, yes or no? I don't know. That's not what I asked you. It's a yes or no.
No, but what if I really don't know?
Then figure it out because also it's
why can't maybe be an answer?
Oh my! Because maybe it's not an answer. It's a yes or no.
No, why can't maybe be an answer?
Maybe can't be an answer because
you can't be so unsure in life. God damn it! Just
think about it. You're gonna say maybe. What the fuck? Am I Sherlock Holmes?
You see, that's an answer.
Do I have to pick up clues to figure out if you're hungry or not? You're a grown ass man. I mean, a grown ass woman. Damn, straight up, a grown ass woman. Yes or no? Am I hungry? Maybe. The fuck? This ain't peekaboo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tell me straight the fuck up. Yes or no?
Okay, well, Jason, here's a hard fucking truth. Maybe I don't know all the time, okay? My boyfriend asks me questions and I'm like, first of all, babe, my brain is off. Please make the decision for me because I have no idea.
It's not just you. It's honestly fucking women as a whole who do that shit. It's like, okay, perfect prime example, right? I can ask you a yes or no answer. You ask us this, you guys have like this dyslexia naturally built into you. It's like when a shorty's like, do you like the black one or the orange one? I say the orange one, she wears the black one. So why the fuck would you ask me which one I like if you already know in your mind that's what you want?
There's a psychology behind that. Okay,
explain that.
So let's, in that instance, you ask her, oh no, she asks you, okay, which top should I wear? Should I wear the orange one or should I wear the black one? And you're like, wear the orange one. That right there, that answer, in her head, she's like, I kind of like the black one. Maybe I should try something different, the orange one. Let me ask him based on his answer. Oh, baby, you should try the orange one. Oh, I didn't feel as excited as I thought I would be by your answer. You know what? That's a sign. I should probably go with the black one.
Makes sense. I mean, in women terminology.
That makes sense. Because you give an answer and you're like, you know what? I didn't feel as excited when you said to wear the orange one. That's a sign. I should probably wear the black one because then I'm going to wear the orange one and I'm not going to feel good in it. Just because I wanted to try something new and it's kind of cute doesn't mean I'm going to feel good in it. I'm going to go with the black one because I know I look good in black.
Jason
and I love
looked
black.
like someone just farted in here.
Yo.
You asked for my thought process. I'm giving you my thought process.
I asked you a yes or no question and we went around the world 3 times, woman. Like, this is a pandemic. This is dangerous. It's like, okay, for another scenario I give you, you guys simply can't answer basic questions. Do you think he's cute? Oh my God. It's a yes or no question, right? I mean, he be, he That's not what I asked you. I asked you, do you think he's attractive? Yes or no?
Oh, men are so
but
annoying.
But that's how we are. We're direct as fuck.
Let me ask you though. Would you rather every time you ask a shorty a yes or no question, she just says yes or no, or he has a conversation with you, even if it doesn't get directly to the question? But at least it's like that's how conversations form, bro. You can't
Stop
just
the
be like,
cap.
it's not the military.
No,
Like,
it's
hey,
not
do you
even
think I'm
about
cute?
that. If I
Yes,
want to
sir.
listen, at 36 years old, I'm a grown ass man. If I want to have a conversation with you, I know how to have a conversation. But if I'm asking you as an adult, yes or no type question, and if you can't answer it, I get irritated because it's not that complex. And I feel like not you directly.
It's 100% you directly.
That's an ego thing where it's like, yo, just be fucking normal. Say yes or no. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, bro.
It's like, dog, how can you not answer something so fucking simple? Why do you have to make shit complicated? Where do you want to eat?
Give me more examples.
Let people be,
Okay.
Jason. Stop
Let's do example time. Just ask me a
Example
bunch
time?
of questions. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go to Chipotle? Yes or no? You
Oh
see?
my God.
Do you see what the fuck I'm
Christ,
talking
man.
about?
I'm thinking.
What is it? Okay.
I mean, the
Okay.
answer right now.
I do, but I'm not so hungry.
Oh my God. But you
Jesus
see where you see?
Wait, because
Do you-
I want
do
to
you-
say
send
yes.
the
I want
rapture.
to say
So
yes.
say yes.
But I'm not that hungry. I'm not going to finish an entire bowl unless my boyfriend comes to me and he finishes
Then
it.
nigga, say no.
Yo.
But I want
Just say no.
Chipotle.
You know what? Really?
So eat half.
Yo, you want to know another thing that I love women. I love the women, especially the ones in my life. My homegirl, you know, I got love for women and I got love for y'all. But nothing pisses me off more, dog. Like when I say pisses me off, like to a point my blood fucking boils, dog, is when we're waiting in line to eat food. We could be in that bitch for 10 minutes, menu in hand, dog. We get to the front. How may I help you? Yeah, let me get the number one with a super size and cheese on the side. Baby, what you want? I don't know. We've been in line for 10 minutes, man. 10 minutes.
That's
No, I don't have that problem.
Yeah, that's a dumb.
You
woman.
don't. We're
That's just a
talking in
dumb
general.
woman right there.
But but so many times that
Not protective.
happens. So many times that happens. Or the worst shit. What are you getting? Don't worry about what the fuck I'm getting.
Okay, wait,
Get
wait.
what you
Listen,
want.
Why do you hate people so
listen.
much?
Okay, listen and
Yeah.
listen. This is
Demon.
what I do.
Demon.
My boyfriend and I, we go to the drive-through or we order something.
Uh-huh.
He knows what he wants, and then he's like,
I
"Okay,
apologize for cursing. I know I went off the rig. I apologize.
Nah.
It's
It's okay.
just this is a sensitive topic for
This
me.
is a grown podcast. We curse.
we curse potty
Mm.
mouths." And so he asked me, "Babe, what do you want?" And I'm like, when I don't know what I want, I go, the number 5. I just panic. I panic order. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna suffer in silence. If I don't like the number 5, shame on fucking me because I should have decided sooner. I punish myself. I'm like, you know what?
You know what?
I
I
should've
give you
decided.
that because at least you're real enough to give yourself tough love.
But you know
yo.
what? Some women, when they ask you, they're like, what are you
Yeah.
getting? Because they're like, you know what? I trust your taste. You probably have good taste. I'm going to get what you
Hell
get. Because
yeah.
that's probably their version of like, you know what? I don't know what I want, but I'm going to get what you get just for the sake of ordering
Okay.
and not taking up the line.
Let me ask you this. You guys wondering why do
Yeah.
y'all ladies do this shit where you could say, oh, I'm hungry. Can you know, I'm like, okay, we'll get something to eat. What do you want? They'll tell me whatever they want, thank God. But then when I come out the food, you're not gonna eat with me? No, I didn't want anything. But I don't want to eat by myself. Stop.
Yo,
bro.
when you cook for
Why
a girl,
are you
bro,
all like that?
Let me tell
Well,
you.
no, but you all are like that.
Yeah,
it's like
that's-
you guys
yes.
don't
that's
like
accurate.
eating unless we're eating with you. And I could get it's uncomfortable, but if I
It's like
say
a
I
love
don't-
language.
Is
It's like,
it?
okay, let me tell
Explain.
you. I don't do that. My boyfriend and I were literally talking about this the other day, and he was like, babe, yes, fortunately I don't have to like that doesn't happen with us because you love food. Like, it's true. If I'm hungry, damn him, we're getting food. I'm getting food. I'm starving. I don't want to get hangry.
Okay.
She-Hulk will come out of me
Oh,
and I will eat
okay.
with or without him. Either way, if I finish half, I'll be like, give my leftovers. And he'll be like, okay. Then he'll just
you're
finish
a
my
real one.
leftovers. But let me tell you, there are some instances where I'm like, I'm so glad we're eating together because it's like a love language. It's like
You're not
sharing a
uncomfortable.
meal.
You're intimate.
You're intimate. You're sharing a meal, and if like I'm the only one eating, if I was the type of person, or some
I
women,
can
they're the
understand
only
that.
ones eating, and the man isn't eating. They're just there like that, and it's
I
just
can
it's either
understand that.
awkward and it's like
It's uncomfortable. Okay, well, you know why I could honestly concur to that? Because I'm one of those like, and I think I've done it with Lewis. Like when we gone out to get sushi and shit, I cannot sit there and eat if my man's ain't eating with me. I was raised different, you know what I'm saying? Brought up different. Like you got to make sure your team eat, even if it's something small. I just find it mad disrespect. I know I'm just thirsty. I'll buy you another one. Damn girl, really? All up in the flavor. Okay, I won't touch it again. But it's like I will never be able to sit back while my man starves. You know what I'm saying? Even if he says he's not hungry, it's like it's almost like when you go to an elderly person's house, they offer you water and you say no. You know you can't do that in a Cuban household or a Hispanic household.
So give me the water, but I'm not touching it.
That's better. Yeah, but
that's
it's like
such a waste.
But imagine abuela offers you coffee. You know damn well you're not going to say no. You know what I'm saying? Because the compliment. Or like you just gotta accept it. You don't have to drink it, but
always accept it.
Yeah, because it's
never turn down café con leche una tostada.
Oh wait, hold on. That's a café con leche. That's different.
That's good, but you know what I'm saying? That could be considered disrespectful because that's the thing. So before we close out, y'all, let's talk about one more topic. I'm gonna pull out my ass. All right.
Okay,
it's a big ass topic.
Your big booty.
Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all went with the 3-piece combo over here. You feel me? And I mean, you heard.
So guys,
all right.
I'm gonna pull a combo up.
So, when it comes to in life, we try to grind. We try to get further ahead, and we try to make ourselves uncomfortable, make moves. Hopefully, thinking about the outcome. So, I saw some shit saying that the past is not real. And neither is the future, because in the future you're fantasizing, and in the past it already happened. And if you focus on the past or the future, you rob yourself of the presence. That's why they call it the present, right? So you guys at your age, with everything that you have basically been able to obtain and acquire and learn, do you feel fantasy, when you think about the future, it's really fantasy, or do you feel that it's motivation, and why? Do you think the future is fantasy, meaning imagination, or do you feel that it's motivation?
A little bit of both.
Okay, why is that?
It could definitely be used as motivation to get what you want. How would you use it as motivation? So you have one hell of a story. You come a long way, so I'm curious. So like, okay, let's say the future that I envision, like fantasy, I get married and I move out and it's just me and my man's. It's just me and my man's, and we're like, let's say outside of Miami, good life, whatever, etc. A more like that's like a fantasy, a motivation as well, but more realistically it'd probably be like that plus like my family, because I find it so a foundation that keeps you all tied together. Okay. Honestly, I'm not gonna get so much into it, but that's how I see it. It's just a little bit of both, because maybe you'd be like, maybe it won't happen exactly how I'm thinking, but it'll motivate me to happen in some way, shape, or form, Okay. So what about you, G?
First of all, during the edit, we gotta run that back and zoom in on that. You had some emotion. I know.
Man, get your mind out the gutter. So when it comes to the fantasy, you think
no, bro. I think it's motivation. But I think it's motivation because I'm working towards my goal. So it's no longer a fantasy. It's not something that I think I could just think about to. So from fantasy turns into a goal. Yeah, because a fantasy is a dream. You live in a fantasy, you live in a dreamland. Mm-hmm. But when you're working towards it, that's no longer like a fantasy or a dream. That's kind of just a goal you're about to obtain at one point or another. So it's 100% motivation. I can genuinely, like, vividly see my future. Like, I can vividly see what I'm wearing. I can see myself wearing a 3-piece suit, walking through a penthouse that's open, like a window concept, you know, with the walk-in black closet with a mirror so I could check my suit out every time I'm about to get, you know, I can envision these things. And so that makes me feel like I'm close to it. I'm on that path to it. That's motivational on its own. So it's just motivation, man, for real.
Okay. And my final thoughts on it, right? When it comes to the future, we all know the American dream. It's only a dream if your dumbass stays asleep. The future is fantasy because it's like we're wishful thinking. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that could work against you if you're not careful. But I honestly feel like, which I have to agree with you guys, when it comes to the future, it is a strong foundation because that dream could possibly turn into reality. It's just not getting lost in the sauce, because it's like, especially there's a saying, you know, most people aren't scared to die, they're scared to live. You know what I'm saying? Because death is inevitable. And some people welcome that because life is so real for them, they're scared. And the future ends up being an anxiety. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I asked you, is it a fantasy? Because your fantasy is still in the dream world. It can also turn into a nightmare. But I'm happy with y'all answers because you guys are at least wise enough to literally say, yo, you turn into a foundation, a stepping stone. So I just want to touch your knowledge. I want to say I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
Good shit. So before we close out, yo, make sure this is your first time you hit that like and subscribe button, baby. And let us know how you feeling. Just to give you the heads up, yo, we got the microphones to do interviews.
Yes.
So we gonna be hitting the streets, baby.
Yo, it took us, dude, it was such a mission
Yeah,
to try to get them to work.
But me and Nate over here, we figured it out. Mad love, yo. Trust me, we can't wait to hit y'all on the street. And don't worry, we're not gonna be asking you no corny ass fucking comments, but we'll be giving away free gear. We're gonna be able to network. If you got a local business, holla at us, hit us up on the fucking Instagram page, email one thing for sure, two things for certain at gmail.com, or you can hit us directly through our DMs, yo, because real shit, this is where we change the world. The year ain't over and we're on to bigger and better things. We can't wait to basically run into y'all, get to learn y'all, and grow together, because guess what? We don't walk on eggshells for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So where could they find you, love?
You can find me on Instagram, you guys. It's my name, Natalie, 2 I's, 2 E's, _01.
And where can they find you, G?
Find me IG, Whoa Adrian.
And you can find me at Logic142 on Instagram, yo. And, you know, like I said, yo, big things are coming. New changes are coming. I'm proud of my team here. I'm very honestly appreciative. They putting in the work. They don't stop, yo, like the Energizer Bunny. And as you know, this is one thing for sure.
Two things for certain.
Baby, let's go.
Yeah, you guys.